Welcome to Standard Voice News Channel. I am Samira Ibrahim. Here are your top stories for today. Zamfara State House of Assembly passes law on establishment and management of state sustainable development goals. Ajakuta Abuja Kaduna Kano gas pipeline has been described as President Buhari's big infrastructure push. Nigeria records 561 new COVID-19 cases. On business, end up to pay 17 naira dividend per share. And on the international scene, powerful explosion kills 19 in Tehran. Now the news in details. Zamfara State House of Assembly has passed a law for the establishment and management of the state sustainable development goals for the proper take-off of the sustainable development project in the state. This followed a well and comprehensive report submitted by the Deputy Speaker of the House and Chair Special Duties of the House, Alhaji Musa Bawa Musa Nkuzo, and was seconded by Alhaji Zaharaddin M. Sadek Aura, PDP Kaura Namoda North. After careful deliberations and positive contributions by the members at its plenary, the Speaker, Alhaji Nasiru Ma'azu Magariya, read all the committee's recommendations before the House and were later agreed by the House. Through voice vote was given third reading and subsequently passed into law. With this development, however, a clean copy of the bill will be sent to the Executive Governor for his assent. Earlier, before passing the bill into law, the Deputy House Leader, Alhaji Nasiru Bello Lawal Bungudu, sought the opinion of his colleagues to give the repealed State Accelerated Cotton Development Agency to be known as Director of Accelerated Cotton Development Board. But a second reading, which was seconded by Alhaji Samsuddin Hassan Basku Talatan Mafara. Following the recent cancellation of international pilgrimage for 2020 Hajj by the authorities of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, Alhaji Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, has directed the State Pilgrims Welfare Agency to commence the arrangement for the refund of deposits made by all intending pilgrims for this year's Hajj. In view of this development, the chairman of the agency, Mukhtar Bello Maiguna, assured that the refund will be made to the last kobo of each of the intending pilgrims. The chairman revealed that the exercise will be made in two phases. He said those who wish to collect their total deposit will do so, while those who wish to keep their deposit with the agency for the next year's Hajj will also do so. The Director General of the agency, Shehu Muhammad Dengue, urged all the intending pilgrims to bear the news of the cancellation with complete surrender to the will of Almighty Allah. He maintained that the agency, in conjunction with the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria and 23 local government Hajj registration officers in the state, will soon come up with modalities for the adequate payment of the refunds. Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Festus Keyamo, imperiously exchanged words with senators over the National Directorate of Employment NDE recruitment exercise. In Abuja, at the inauguration of the State Selection Committee, Mr. Keyamo said he would not give in to pressure from politicians who want to hijack the program scheduled to begin in October 2020. Minister Keyamo was at the National Assembly for a Senate committee hearing relating to the 52 billion naira projected for the recruitment of 774,000 Nigerians by the NDE. The feud erupted after Nasiru Laden, Director General of the NDE, struggled to defeat the budget allocated to his agency for the recruitment exercise. In an attempt to shed more light on the programs, the minister thereafter told the committee that his ministry was specifically asked not to share details of the NDE recruitment by President Muhammadu Buhari. The minister said there had been an attempt at blackmailing him in this particular program to make them also yield the political leaders, and they have said no, not while he is here. One of the big promises made by President Muhammadu Buhari in his campaign for Nigeria's presidency is the Ajakuta Abuja Kaduna Kano AKK gas pipeline project. The project entails the engineering, procurement, construction and commissioning of 614 kilometers gas pipeline and stations traversing the state of Kogi, Niger, FCT, Kaduna and Kano. It is to transport dry gas from the nation's rich gas fields in the Niger Delta to the northern part of Nigeria. This pipeline project is itself a section of an ambitious pipeline project to supply gas to Europe through the proposed Trans-Sahara Gas Pipeline and Nigeria-Morocco Gas Pipeline. The Federal Executive Council (FEC) under President Muhammadu Buhari last week took the important and decisive step to fast-track the closure of all outstanding issues relating to the financing and the issuance of the sovereign guarantee to support debt service and policy to underwrite up to a maximum of 85%.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, on your behalf here in Kogi State, Ajaokuta, I am unveiling this plaque on your behalf the flag of the Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano pipeline laying for the economic emancipation and development of Nigeria and all other parts of Nigeria, and for the benefit of the citizens of Nigeria. May Almighty Allah give us the grace and the opportunity to witness the commissioning of this particular all-important project. Amen.
Immediately after the flagging up of the construction phase of Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano gas pipeline by President Muhammadu Buhari, the Governor of Kano State, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, commended the effort and described it as a genuine political will to fast-track the industrialization process for the state and the country with more modern touch. After joining President Muhammadu Buhari in a virtual flag-off ceremony from Ajaokuta in Kogi State, he was impressed that, having clear understanding of the problem of Kano State, President Muhammadu Buhari thought it absolutely necessary to kickstart and complete this process of relaunching the state of her lost glory days of industrialization. Governor Ganduje assured that with this gigantic project, Kano will definitely bounce back economically and retake her position correctly of being a gateway of businesses and industries for the West African sub-region. Governor Ganduje said they have not enough words to thank President Muhammadu Buhari for his concern and love for the people, which is also extended to other parts of the country. He said by the time industries in Kano, Kaduna and other areas bounce back, the benefits will go around the nation. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday in Abuja appreciated the outstanding support and guidance provided by the Presidential Economic Advisory Council, which he described as a tutorial, urging the members to do more to help the country exit from underdevelopment. Speaking during a virtual audience with members of the PEC, the President said, "We are a country characterized by a large population of poor people, serious infrastructure deficit, lack of housing and vulnerable economy, now haunted by the COVID-19 pandemic and collapse of the oil sector and its effect on the gross domestic product." The PEC, while making a presentation to President Muhammadu Buhari, has commended the administration for implementing several of its recommendations, even as it presented the government with a number of tough choices to make in order to put the country's economy on a higher growth path. The chairman of PEC, Professor Doyin Salami, who led the presentation, specifically expressed delight with the ongoing review of the modern term expenditure framework and the 2020 budget in view of the disruption caused by COVID-19, the deregulation of the pump price of premium motor spirits, approval for the implementation of the Orosanye report on the need to rationalize and restructure federal ministries, departments and agencies, MDEs, as well as the adjustment of the exchange rate of the Naira. President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawal, on Tuesday charged the Inspector General of Police to provide timelines for the implementation of the community policy in Nigeria. Senate President gave the charge when the police IG Mohammed Adamu and his management team called at the National Assembly for an interactive session with the Senate Committee on Police Affairs. The Senate President told Adamu and his team to come up with milestones and timelines template for the implementation of the community policing in Nigeria. Going forward from Wednesday, we must have clearly defined milestones and timelines on the implementation of the community policy. Nigeria has recorded 561 new cases of the novel coronavirus, bringing its total infections to 25,694. This was confirmed on Tuesday night by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) in a tweet via its official handle. Just like the previous day, the new cases were recorded across 18 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). Giving a breakdown of the cases, the NCDC noted that the 5 states with the highest number of infections were Lagos with 200 cases, Edo 119, Kaduna 52, Niger 32, and Ogun 19. Others included Ondo 16, Imo 14, Plateau 11, Abia and Oyo State, each having 8 cases each, Bayelsa 7, and Katsina 6. Meanwhile, states with fewer cases include Kano 5, Bauchi, Osun, and Kebbi, each having 3 cases, Borno 2, and Jigawa 1. On the positive note, 344 more patients have been successfully treated and discharged from the isolation centers in various parts of the country. This brings to 9,746 the number of people who have been discharged so far, although 17 more patients lost to the battle of COVID-19. The NCDC has put the country's death toll from the disease at 590. Governor Akeredolu of Ondo State has disclosed his COVID-19 status on his Facebook page on Tuesday. The governor said he is already in self-isolation as required by the case management guidelines of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) for someone who is asymptomatic. The governor tested positive for COVID-19. The governor said earlier Tuesday he got confirmation of a positive result for COVID-19. About 4,625 university and polytechnic graduates applied for recruitment into Amotekun Co in Osun State. The Director General of Amotekun Co in Osun, Comrade Amitolu Shitu, revealed that the graduates represent 35% of applicants for the scheme. It will be recalled that the application for job in Amotekun Co in the state ended June 27th, with about 13,000 applying for placement. However, according to the data received, 20% of the applicants are university graduates from various disciplines, while 15% have higher national diploma. The data shows that the applicants indicate that 1,891 single females also applied for recruitment. According to other details obtained, male applicants are 9,214, out of which 8,615 are married, while 4,002 females, out of which 2,011 are married, also applied for placements. The aspirant of the All Progressives Congress (APC) for the Edo State 2020 governorship election, Pastor Osagi Eze-Iyamu, has condemned the reported non-payment of 3 months' allowances due to the Edo State COVID-19 mobile screening team by the Obaseki administration. The group staged a protest in Benin City, denouncing the state government for its failure to pay their allowances for 3 successive months and abrupt dismissal of the program without settlement of the outstanding bills. In a statement signed by the Director of Communication and Media of his campaign organization, John Mayaki, Pastor Eze-Iyamu described the action of the Edo State government towards the patriotic screening team as callous, inhuman, and unacceptable, especially amid allegations of the governor's alleged 15 billion naira payment to the PDP for its primaries and ticket. He demanded immediate payment of the allowances alongside a public statement of apology by the state government and reassured the screening team of his solidarity and support to ensure that all their demands are met without any retributive actions. On business, over to Fawzia Ibrahim.
Hello there, welcome to Business Updates. Shareholders of Niger Delta Exploration and Production PLC have approved a payment of dividend of 15 naira per share for the 2019 business year, the highest payout in the company's 13th year of consistent dividend payment. The 25th annual general meeting was held virtually due to the impact of COVID-19 pandemic and in line with guidelines provided by the Corporate Affairs Commission and Security and Exchange Commission. The chairman, Niger Delta Exploration and Production PLC, Mr. Laji Jadesinmi, said the company had witnessed remarkable performance over the past 10 years and predicted another decade for further significant achievements for the company. He assured the shareholders that the company would continue to explore ways to enhance returns on their investment. Acting Chief Executive Officer, Niger Delta Exploration and Production PLC, Dr. Lai Fatuna, also reassured shareholders of the strong positioning of the company. According to him, Niger Delta Exploration and Production is on a solid growth track and is well positioned to weather the challenges of the operating environment, including a low oil price regime, reduced OPEC production quotas, and uncertainty surrounding COVID-19 pandemic. And that's all on the business updates. I'm Fawzi Ibrahim. Goodbye.
And on the international scene, a powerful explosion at the clinic in northern Tehran killed at least 19 people on Tuesday. Iran's semi-official ISNA news agency reported. The blast at Sina Athar Health Center caused damage to buildings in the vicinity and sent a plume of thick black smoke into a night sky. An explosion was reported at 20:56, followed by a fire at Sina Athar Clinic. Tehran's emergency medical services said in a statement that medical units were dispatched immediately. The death of 13 people has been confirmed. 6 have also been injured and transferred to a hospital. Tehran Fire Department spokesman Jalal Maleki also told the agency that firefighters recovered 6 more who died after the blaze was extinguished around 2 hours later, raising the death toll to 19, 15 of whom were women. In a TV interview, Maleki said the explosion occurred as gas canisters caught fire in the clinic's basement. Some of the victims were in upper floors in operation rooms who were either patients being operated on or those with them. They unfortunately lost their lives due to the heat and thick smoke. The incident comes 4 days after an explosion near a military complex rocked the Iranian capital. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Zamfara State House of Assembly passes law on establishment and management of state sustainable development goals. Ajakuta Abuja Kaduna Kano gas pipeline has been described as President Buhari's big infrastructure push. Nigeria records 561 new COVID-19 cases. On business, end up to pay 17 naira dividend per share. And on the international scene, powerful explosion kills 19 in Tehran. That's the news. On behalf of the production crew, Head of News and Current Affairs Department, Ibrahim Garbatuno, I am Samira Ibrahim, wishing you a pleasant day. Keep watching Standard Voice Television News. Goodbye.